We can't deny our reaction to Starstone. There must be something to all this, mad as it may seem.
No matter how improbable, anything is possible. If the Weaver tells the truth, we have some serious work ahead of us.
Ah, romantic +1. Yay!
How welcome you are upon this realm, our most honored guest. I hope you begin to find this place more familiar than it may yet seem.
Please tell me about yourself, madame.
In the ethereal threads of eternity, do I record the deeds of gods and men, of beasts and spectral apparitions? The drift of continents through changing seas, the rise and fall of empires, the shift of every grain of sand on every beach, the fall of every raindrop on every world, the all but imperceptible touch of lovers' hands. This and all I chronicle without fault. Except, it seems, you.
Well, it seems there are more questions I have.
Ask and I shall answer, if I can.
Who are you, really?
I am the Weaver of Time, as I have told you. Though my existence is one that falls behind and yet far exceeds the verb, to be. I am but what I am, and that is task. It is the same for the historian. Chroniclers both are we of the epics of eternity. Perhaps we are one and the same. Task multiplied by 2. Who has made us? I do not know. Why have they done so? I do not know. Am I the beginning? And am I to be the end? Who shall say? Perhaps I am the first thing in creation. Perhaps I am creation. Perhaps I am the creator. Or maybe it is you. You who makes dying stars rekindle. Time alone will tell.
Why is Starstone so important? Why does it react to me and my colleague alone?
Alas, the answers to those questions still elude me. You and Starstone remain the imperfections upon the tapestry. As yet. A hidden answer lies behind this veil of inscrutability, though. For the link between you and the stones reveals that your destinies are intertwined. I believe that starstones will not lead you to new places of wonder only. No. They will also lead to new knowledge through the restoration of the threads of old.
This may sound silly, but aren't you lonely out here?
Oh, Hunter. I have no need for company. Like I have no need for air or appetite or affection. All I need and all I am is time. And time is running out, unless you remedy its decline.
I mean, guess she's able to keep herself entertained, so yeah.
And yet, I do enjoy your companionship, for you may prove to become the cure that will heal my slipping soul.
Oh. Well, if I understand correctly, I am not at all featured on the canvas of time.
Quite so. Your absence, it should be an impossibility, but no matter where I look, you cannot be found. I do not know you, which makes you my one perennial imperfection, a blind spot in the eye of time. But perchance I may be cured of this blindness. Perchance the blemish may be undone, and time can be redeemed.
I've heard this place called the End of Time. Is that what it is? No more, no less?
What it is but a seed bereft of sun and water. What it could be, that is what the starstones will tell us. What it is but the end. What it could be is the end of ends. I reside in another realm altogether. But ever since the end of time appeared in these deep dark skies, I materialized here, as if forced to watch the one thing that is unwatchable, unendurable. A thankless task that you may yet free me from forever.
How can I redeem time if, as you say, I'm not even part of it?
I think that perhaps you can redeem time, because you create time. Indeed, you have set in motion an event I no longer held possible.
What'll it be, Source Hunter? Do tell!
Know that no longer I did weave. I sat here, at the end of time, and watched on as the void frays the fabric of time like a terrified god that fears the offspring of his own creations.
Be, Source Hunter? Do tell!
But suddenly there was you. You who stirred the life within the stones. These stones, children of stars. They place new ribbons along my fingers like phantoms out of time. New threads emerged, and I began to weave anew. Starstone gives me new strands to braid into the tapestry. And because you give Starstone energy, it seems that you are creating time.
Sorry. I also got my Twitter over here. And I'm scrolling down and I found a funny post.
These starstones, please, seek them so that time may yet be mended. Please, for the sake of all that lives and all that loves, seek them so that the void may yet devour itself alone.
The glint in your gaze and the set of your brow suggest to me that you've not given up on our dear old Rivellon. Not just yet. No, with you searching out Starstone, I believe we'll mend the tapestry in no time. We'll find out just who you are and how exactly to send the void back to wherever it came from. But you'll need a way to travel between Rivellon and this homestead, won't you? Who wouldn't want to see what fantastic changes your search will yield? And who knows what the Weaver might discover about you? Luckily, the power of portals is known to you, so I'll let you in on the little secret of how to transport back and forth from the end of time. Just, don't go sharing it around. Never know who we can trust these days. Off you go then. You've Starstone to find, and I've a tapestry to examine. Surely there must be some clue here as to how on earth you're related to the end of time.
Okay. The Weaver Time said our finding Starstone helps her weave the tapestry once more. How is that possible?
Cross my heart, hope to fade in the void. I honestly don't know. But ask her. If she claims it is so, perhaps she knows why.
Got some questions for you.
Like the imp said to the ballista operator, shoot!
The big thing I'm happy about this, especially over Tyranny, it's all voice acted. If I'm supposed to search for a Starstone, it would be handy to know where to start looking.
Wouldn't it just? Would that I had a Starstone sightseeing guide, but alas, such a booklet does not exist. Just like yourselves, Starstones are curiously absent from history, both in my writings and on the Tapestry of Time. From what I can gather, though, they were once cherished by devious sorcerers whose reign ended long ago. The stones are therefore most likely to be found in the ancient places of this world. Ruins, caves, the lairs of long-forgotten evils. Those are the dens you should frequent. Two more pieces of advice. Don't go unarmed, and consult with my agent.
And who would your agent be? Anyways, I still don't understand how Starstone and the Void Dragon are related.
Neither do I, but the mere fact that activated Starstone has set the Weaver of Time weaving again more than implies that it and the Void Dragon are natural enemies. This in turn more than implies that you are the Void's natural enemy, for it is you who is setting new events in motion. You who is handing the Weaver new threads. And that which she is weaving is more than an ornament to decorate the shelter plane. It is both history and future history. It is all of time. We may not understand the how yet, but our aim is clear. We shall save creation from the grip of the Void. Now, isn't that a lovely mission?
Find us ears unsettling, Duncan? Don't worry, you're not the only one. I keep looking at those ears just like whoop, 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 whoop. What? Stop it! Choose a direction and stay put. They have a mind of their own. Anyways, you say you are the imp historian, but you seem to be more than a mere imp and more than a mere historian.
Oh, I don't know if I'm more than those things per se, but having been given a divine mission does have its perks. Old age can't touch me, that's one. Immortality is mine as long as no one skewers me with a sword, and even then I'll be back in a jiffy. But of course I have a price to pay for something that is priceless. It is my duty to record all of history, and an arduous task that is. Not to mention how much stress that void out there is causing me. The end of time. I'll be out of a job.
Why are they doing a Mexican wave? It's so odd. I don't know. A what? Wait, a what wave? I kind of get the feeling I don't really want to ask that, but carrying on.
So, gather those star stones so that we may know the history that was lost. Know so that we must not repeat what leads us to this dangerous precipice, but do better and close the dark eye of the Void forever.
Don't you find it somewhat lonesome being the sole chronicler of time?
Lonesome, observing the frontier of creation, surfing the vibrant tide of the eons, always approaching yet never reaching shore. Lonesome being privy to all that has been and all that is. Well, yes, actually. I don't mean to complain, but one certainly doesn't mind a bit of company now and then. Perhaps you can imagine the profound pleasure it is to have made the Weaver's acquaintance after all these years. I can hardly wait to pick her brain about the great battle of the sons of Sigurd. The last Rivalonian who remembers it died more than 7,000 years ago.
Damn! That's a long time ago. Anyways, I suppose I'll take my leave.
Before you go, Source Hunter, a final word. Once you return to Rivalon, there will be someone waiting for you. My agent, my eyes and ears upon your world.
I just discovered the Mexican wave is a soccer thing. Oh, okay.
I hope he'll be able to help you as much as he can. Time, I need hardly remind you, is of the essence. The Lady of Time, the Weaver of History. I am your biggest
Oh.
fan, dear lady. Good.
I am the last chest, the last chest, the last chest! If you believe yourself worthy of rifling through my ample treasures, I do dare you to prove it! Find my 4 sisters, no more than one in each of the realms of your wide world, and each by each, you'll discover how to open me!
Soccer is so big where you are. You just thought it was a general thing people do? Nope. This is America. We play football.
A question has me stumped, milady. Why are there two of us?
American football,
That record all of
where you actually carry the ball
one another.
That
and
is a
hit
good
people
question,
with your
Mr.
shoulders.
Harris. One without a conclusive
That's what we
answer,
play around here.
its resolution may lie
Maybe a
in
little
perception.
baseball.
Where you chronicle, I both chronicle and create. Where you arrive at conclusions, I seek origins beside.
An inactive portal. Oh, these are all inactive portals. Okay. We play football. You just call it soccer. Yes, that's why I tried correcting myself.
I wonder, do you know more
Anyways,
about the
I
void?
guess we'll.
What it is, what lies at the heart of it?
What lies at its heart? Why, nothing.
You open the Homestead travel menu. This works like a waypoint portal. Select the home end time. Select the end of time to teleport to your homestead.
Or the finality
Oh,
of
okay. Ah, okay.
Source Hunters, I welcome you once again to the realm of Rivellon after your travels through the chasms of space. Nice to have found a shelter, wouldn't you agree? Where you can come to no harm.
Anyways, I don't know. Now this just. It's always baffled me how. Why was American football named football when there was already a sport people called football, but yet then got sort of turned into soccer? Like, how did all that end up? How did all that get in the way? And yes, Dream Elements, I'll drink, don't worry. That is weird. Anyways.
I know the imp historian has told you about his agent on Rivellon, and that agent is I. So
I
now
kinda
that
thought
you
so.
know of the alliance between me and Sir Zigzax, let us turn to the business at hand. Starstone.
Let us do so indeed. At least soccer is played with your feet primarily. Yeah. Football, there's only three instances in the entire game where you use your feet. Other than that, it's always your hands. And that's when you're kickoff, punting, or field goal. How did that all get mixed around? That I would like to know. I'll look that up. Anyways, let us do so indeed. I would greatly value Zigzax's agent's advice.
And I'll be delighted to give it. Dark webs are being woven around these parts, and it is my firm belief starstones are the flies the sorcerer's spiders are trying to catch. It can therefore hardly be a coincidence that Councillor Jake was a collector of the stones we seek. His foul murder and the plight of dying time must somehow be interconnected.
There's two scenarios in soccer. You can hold the ball. One, it's the offside. Two, you're the goalie. Yeah.
That means the task you have been given remains crucial. Find the assassin that did away with Jake, for you're bound to stumble
got you,
upon
though.
Starstone along the way.
How did you find out Jake was a Starstone collector?
While you were being lectured by our friend the historian and the grande dame of time, I snuck into his house and had a look around. The advantage of being a cat, you know. You go where you please with impunity. And sometimes the lady of the house even rewards you with a slice of fresh herring. That's where I saw them in a cabinet. Mere slivers, but specks of starstones nonetheless. They lay there, silent and innocent, though bloody murder may have been committed in their name.
Why is this so particularly nice for us to have found a shelter somewhere?
Don't we all long for a sanctuary where our worldly troubles can be held at bay? A bed or a basket so snug it becomes, in a word, safety.
Yeah. But sometimes you have to forego sanctuaries in order to do the things you need to do.
But perhaps I speak only for myself, not for veterans such as yourselves that by necessity call any patch of ground they rest upon home. Like any cat worth its salt, though, I deeply cherish a secret refuge unbeknownst to anyone. To be able to repose without a care is such a precious circumstance, save it all too seldomly.
I wonder, do you put absolute credence in the words of Zigzags? Time, void, the loom ending, and the looming end?
Let me phrase it like Zigzags might. A universe without time is like a pen without ink. A pointless instrument stripped of the potential of creation. It is void. It is death. It is nothing. I'll not pretend to have all the answers, or that I understand all that is happening here and out there among the stars, but I do know I'd rather err on the side of caution. If Zigzags worries, I worry. We are talking about a creature, after all, that has reclined among the divines as nonchalantly as you and I lays beside the hearths of home.
How'd you become Zigzags' agent?
I met him first, a long time ago, out in the wastes of Youthful Gore. He wondered aloud what on earth a cat was doing out there in the scorching desert, then shared what little food and water he had with him. So I told him who I was and showed him my human form. He laughed and marveled and told me stories about his travels. In the end, he even shared his great sorrow with me. The unspeakable thing you saw through his looking lens. I was awed and frightened, but swore to help him in any way I could. As of now, that includes helping the two of you.
I'll take my leave
Before you
then.
go, here, take this teleporter pyramid. A handy toy indeed that Zigzags asked me to give to you. You'll need the other one too if you want to make use of its powers, but alas, I seem to have misplaced it. Don't worry though. Use this one here and it'll take you straight to its twin. Now that this matter has been settled, hunters, I shall detain you no longer. But rest assured, I'll do my share of hunting too. So if you spot a white cat during your travels, do stop to say hello.
Oh, he says that now, but we run it. Watch us run into a white cat and be like, "Hey, Aru, how are you doing?" The cat just looks up and goes, "Who? I'm not Aru." Like, oh, wrong cat. Anyways, you just received a teleporter pyramid. These pyramids are linked to each other and always come in pairs. Open your inventory and use the pyramid to teleport to its pair. I will do that in a second.
How intolerable it is to think that all the knowledge of the world is being gathered by an imp. A creature that is no more than the result of a demon's bowel movement imbued with the breath of life. And yet I am a tad jealous of that jabbering little jester. To know all. It is a consummation devoutly to be wished.
Did it sprout legs and run away?
To know everything is to take away all wonder. No, the aspiration is not mine.
Life without mystery. Life without wonder. What is this pseudo-philosophical flower-child claptrap? The greater one's knowledge, the vaster its extent, the more monumental the questions become that loom on the ever-retreating horizon. Let us learn, Hunter, whether you like it or not, and through wisdom grow ever more mighty.
Talking teleporters, giving you flashbacks of your last D&D session. Oh, I had a mishap with a teleporter in one of my last D&D sessions, the last D&D D&D campaigns.
Now, where is my
Ugh.
pepper? Did it sprout legs
I
and
accidentally
run
got turned
away?
into a woman.
Yeah, it is.
All right, where are we? One second, chat.
Now, where is my pepper? Did it sprout legs and run away? Ah, there it is.
In Rain's sessions, that's a given, honestly. Oh dear.
Attention! About face! Keep it that way. To the barracks! March! Recruits! That was sloppier than Sicilian stew. Again!
All right. Best thing is when 3 people almost died to a. So now, whenever there is water, we are on edge. Oh, it's always the most redundant.
I'll figure out who murdered Jake before the day's through. Just you.
It's always the most redundant ones that make us very questionable about what's going on. What questionable about our life choices in D&D.
Tone, soothing the corpse's troubled mind. Can't have gotten but if one were to reduce the quantity of skull dust by a percentage of 2, perhaps the stability could be increased by as much as 3-fold.
Oh, a source hunter. Imagine that. Quite a bit more petite than the last of your kind I encountered, aren't you? Yes, by nearly 20 centimeters of tibia, as my memory serves.
How rude!
No matter. Even if it couldn't spare its heartiest specimen, I'm sure the Order sent the individual with the next highest probability of success. Huh?
What a rude. Tell me about yourself.
Me? Why, I'm more than a little surprised you haven't heard of me. Perhaps I can jog your memory. It was I who cured the Duchess of Arata of her unslakable thirst. A simple pinch of Atropa belladonna in her morning tea. I who discovered that aging itself can be halted by a single application of Cicuta Douglasii on the tongue.
Is he one of them scam artists?
Not to mention that it's been my guidance that has permitted my apprentice Evelyn to make quite a name for herself around Sicile of late.
Rain feels mean because she laid a trap for you. Because she was expecting us to just murder our way through the building, but instead we just invited ourselves in, and now we are trapped. Oh no. So your apprentice has enjoyed some success?
Yes. If that's how we're referring to the secretive use of a revolutionary healing method she refuses to share with her own master. She's in the other room as we speak. Perhaps you can prevail upon her to offer a demonstration.
Revolutionary healing method? Can you elaborate?
She's gotten hold of a stone, supposedly capable of fantastic feats of healing, but she won't let me take the briefest look at it. But she claims to have gotten the relic from a little northern town, Silverglen by name, and that an abbot there blessed it with the power to heal. Utter rubbish, I say. But with these blasted undead haunting the travel routes, I can hardly march up to Silver Glen to learn the truth myself.
Let's discuss your apprentice, Evelyn.
Well, she certainly possesses a critical eye and an exacting manner when it comes to making difficult medical decisions. I expect she'll be a very successful healer in her own right when the time comes. She is learning from the best, after all.
Right. Do you have any work for trio sailors?
Sorry, but there isn't much work for sailors in a house of medicine. Unless one of them happens to have a secret stash of healing stones.
May I ask about affairs around Sightseal?
Certainly. What would you like to know?
Do you know anything about Jake's murder?
The counselor. Terrible loss, that. Though we were hardly more than acquaintances, I knew him to be a devoted civil servant. From what I can tell, it seems to be a simple case of jealousy turned violent. The affairs of his wife, Esmeralda, were hardly a secret, you know.
We've noticed.
Make your case.
What can you tell me about the plague of undead?
I've applied myself to that problem for 2 years and still haven't come a step closer to solving it. I declare it an act of the Almighty's, if I believed in such things. Some events, Source Hunter, can be neither controlled nor understood by mere men.
Mysterious healing stone? Interesting indeed.
Nothing sets me on edge like inexplicable magic.
Any more